Hey guys, welcome to my 6-month review of the HJM Toury. What can I tell you about this bike? I absolutely love this bike. I love everything about this bike. I love the way it looks. I love the way it handles. And the most important thing, I love the reliability of this bike. You know, in 6 months, I pretty much put it through some paces and it's done everything I've needed it to do. I've gone through some trails with it. I've gone a little bit of mountain biking. I'm not too big into mountain biking, but I've gone a little bit of off-roading and stuff in it, and it's never slipped out from me. I've gotten in a little bit of mud, some really soft dirt, and it's always just stood its ground. One of the reasons why I think it does so well is because it's got the fat tires. And these fat tires, it's not only for off-roading and mountain biking and trails, but they do really good on pavement and asphalt. You know, they just grip the ground, and they, even when you're going through water and puddles and you got to slam on the brakes, it's never skid out from me or anything like that, which I think the tread pattern they got on these bikes, they got it right, you know. So there's a little bit of road noise, but it's not crazy. It's not like some fat tire bikes you hear where you can hear them coming from a ways. This one's actually pretty decent. It also got a shock in the front, which I think adds to the comfort of it. You can actually lock this shock down, or you can adjust the sensitivity of the travel in the shock so you can make it a more bouncier ride, or you can make it a stiffer ride. It's all up to you, whatever you want to do to it, which I think is awesome, you know. It comes with Tektro mechanical brakes, and I tend to like mechanical brakes more than I like hydraulic brakes, just for the fact that I've had some hydraulic brakes and bikes in the past, and they're always leaking, and you got to rebuild them, and then when you rebuild them, they last a little while, and then they're leaking again, and I just usually always pull them off and put a good set of mechanical brakes on there, and this is a good set of mechanical brakes. Once you adjust them, they stay pretty good. I've only had to adjust them maybe one more time since I've had the bike in 6 months, and if you don't know how to adjust the mechanical brakes, there's plenty of YouTube videos on there to kind of teach you how to do it really simple, and once you've done it once, it's you can do it again. It's really easy. It's got a 7-speed Shimano shifter, and it's just a thumb shifter, so you shift up and then you shift down, or you use the bottom one to shift up and then the other one to shift down, which is really easy to do even while you're pedaling the bike. It's got some really nice ergonomical hand grips, which are really awesome. They've held up too. I've been riding a lot in the cold because the cold ain't stopping me from riding this bike, and I've been using it with gloves, and they don't slip, so they're really grippy. They're really comfortable. Even if you're not riding with gloves, they don't tear up your hands or anything like that, which I really love. It comes with this really killer LCD display that is, it's a pretty display too to look at. So, and it's small, but it has so much information on it. It's just a really nice display. It almost looks like a miniature Android phone or something like that. It's just that nice. It's customizable, so you can set it up differently. So things that you want to see instantly, you can see. Like if you want to set your miles per hour or your trip, and you can change them. So if you want your trip to be dominant, you can have your trip up there, and it's really easy to change, and I like that. It's very intuitive too. You can really adjust this bike to do different things, but the thing that I use it for is to adjust my pedal assist, and you got 5 levels of pedal assist in this bike, which is really, really cool, and it's really, really useful, especially for a guy like me. The way I got it set up on pedal assist number 1, I got it set up so it does about 30% of the power of this bike, and that equates to about 7-8 miles an hour, which is really cool because, you know, I get on the trails with my grandson, and when my grandson's kind of chilling out and he's just cruising, he tends to run about 7-8 miles an hour on a little 12-inch wheel bike. But then when he starts to get after it and he wants to go somewhere, I mean, he kicks it into Sonic gear. We call him Sonic at home because he's so fast. You know, we take him to the playground, and it's hard for him to play with kids his age because he's just so fast, and that's just him. So he's rolling around about 15 to 17 miles an hour when he's really getting it. And man, he's pedaling so fast on that bike, it's crazy. But that's how I have my second gear, or my second pedal assist, set up to it. and I set it up and it runs about 15 miles an hour, right between 15 and 16. And if the less I pedal, the slower it goes, but it's really consistent, and I can speed up if I want to, or once I stop pedaling, it cuts the power off and it starts rolling back if I get too fast, and then I just start pedaling again and I keep up with them. So it's really awesome for that. And then pedal 3, I kind of got it set up for, just a little bit more power. So if I'm on the trails and there's a lot of traffic on the trails and there's a lot of people, I'm not just being obnoxious and zipping by them and doing all that stuff. I can still be courteous on this bike. And then level 4 and 5, I kind of got it set up so if I'm on the trail and it's wide open, there's nobody around, well, then I could just blow right through the trail and have some fun, which this bike's a lot of fun, I'm telling you. It also comes with a 13.5 amp power battery, and with that size battery, they say you get like 40 miles with the pedal assist engaged, and then it's like 20 miles if you're doing just the throttle only. I can tell you from firsthand experience, I've gotten over 40 miles with this battery when it was fully charged at 100% pedaling, and got home and I still had a little bit of battery left over. So I know it does do that for sure. And I'm 260 pounds, so I'm not no little guy, and it did it with me. So the average person, it's gonna do just fine. And that brings me to another thing. Like I said, I'm a big guy, and it's robust. It's really easy to maneuver. Even though it looks like a big, huge bike, it's really easy to maneuver. Even, my wife, she's a lot smaller, and she has to do a little trick to get on the bike, but she can get on it and take off. This bike's probably made for people about 5'10" and up, maybe 5'11". It just depends. I'm 6 foot. I got a 32-inch inseam, and I can straddle this bike, and I'm about an inch from the top of that bar right here. And like I said, I got short legs and a long torso. So if you're 5'10", you got long legs, you can easily straddle this bike. And if you're shorter than that, you just do it the old school way, and you kick the kickstand over, lean the bike over, jump up and start pedaling, and you can ride it. So, and as far as how tall you can be, I don't know how tall you can be on it. I've never seen a 6'7" guy straddle this bike, but I'm pretty sure he would be comfortable, or she would be comfortable driving it. I have plenty of space when I'm pedaling, so unless they have knees out to here, it should be fine. But I like the way they put the controller on this bike. They put it down here out of the way. It looks really nice and neat. And the only thing that I did do that I changed on this bike was I did change the seat. So this had a Velo brand seat, and I think it's the Velo Soft or something like that, I think is what it's called. And that seat is awesome too. It's just a little too small for me. I'm a big dude, like I said, and I usually like a big seat, so it just supports me a little better. I can stay on the bike a little longer, and I can actually ride this bike for hours and be comfortable on it, which the other seat, like I said, was just a little smaller. So my daughter, that's about 110, she's about 110, 115, something like that, and I put it on her bike, and she swears that that's the most comfortable seat she's ever sat on. So it is a good seat. It's just, everybody has a different preference on seats, but it comes with a really great seat. Also comes with this really awesome luggage rest thing, and it's big and robust. As you can see, I bought a little bag for it, and it looks small on that thing, but it just tells you how big and robust it is. You can actually go to their website and buy like a basket that's like, it clips on, so it's quick release, and you can take it on and off. And I believe they also have a child carrying thing that you can put on there, so you can take a small child to school or whatever. And then they also have one for the front, so you can see where they have they have some little bolts right here, and they're really heavy duty, so you could put a really nice rack in front of here and carry some more weight on this thing if you wanted to. But it's got a 750 hub motor, which is plenty of powerful for even a big guy like me. I'm telling you, I've taken this bike through some really steep stuff, and man, it gets up it. It doesn't fail. and it's powerful, and I love that. It's really smooth. It's not finicky. It's not jerky. This bike's not jerky at all. It's smooth as it can be. When you start pedaling, it just slowly starts taking off, and it takes off, and you can tell, you know. And the good thing about this bike that I keep going back to for me is that it's just so reliable, and it's gotten me out of the house, you know. So that makes a big difference, because work really hard at work, and you come home and you're tired, but this bike makes it easy for me to come home from work, grab my grandson and my wife and say, let's go hit the trails. And we go hit the trails, so I'm getting exercise every day, you know. And even when it's cold, I'm still riding this thing, and I think that's just priceless, if you ask me, you know. So this bike does that for me. One cool thing to mention that I didn't say was it's got this really cool tail light. That actually has blinkers on it, and it also has a hazard on it. So you can go to your left, and it's a left blinker, right blinker, and then it's got a hazard. So if you're on the trail at night and you need to pull over for a second, you can turn on your hazards, and it's letting people know that, hey, I'm pulled over, which is a really cool feature on an e-bike, which a lot of e-bikes don't even come with that, which, you know, when I was researching e-bikes, they get really up there. They get really expensive really quick. And this bike, for the features that it has, you know, I got it for $12.99 with a coupon, and I still see that coupon available all the time for this bike. And it just blows my mind that I can get this for $12.99, and I could look around, and the next e-bike that I see that comes even close to what this thing has, it's like $2,200 and up. You know, I've seen bikes just like this for like $2,700, and they don't have anything different than this bike has. And in fact, I think this is a well thought out bike, and so I just love the price of it too. So another cool feature before I go is this removable battery. Like I said, you can charge this thing up, and say you go on a camping trip and you can't take your bike for some reason, you can take this, and you got a portable power bank. And I mean, this thing carries so much power. You can power your cell phones or your cameras or whatever with this power bank for probably the whole time you're on your trip. So that's another cool feature, and it's removable. You take it off. You know, if you live in an apartment or you're going to work and you can't bring your bike into the office, or you can't take it up your flight of stairs in your apartment because it's pretty heavy, you can take your battery off and you can charge it up home. And then when you come down in the morning, you just put your bike back on there. You put your battery back on your bike, and then you're off to the races. So that's really cool. So all I can say is that this bike has really changed my life. It's made me love life more, to be honest, because I do appreciate being around now, and I know I'm gonna get healthy, and I'm gonna stay healthy as long as I keep hopping on this bike. So I'd just like to say thanks to HJM for making such a cool product and making it affordable where a person like me can buy it, you know. And HJM didn't send me this bike. I bought this bike with my own money, and I woke up this morning and I was like, it's a beautiful day today. I was like, I'm gonna tell the world how much this bike has changed my life and how much it means to me and how reliable it is. So I hope you like this video, and if you like it, hit the like button. Subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna be releasing some more stuff about, you know, reviews on stuff that I like, cool stuff. Just stay tuned, because you might like it, you know, if you like this video. If you don't like it, you might like the other video. All I want to say is be kind, love one another, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace out.